Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to the channel and welcome to another video. As always, thanks for joining me. Make sure if you enjoy it, you hit the thumbs up, subscribe. If you're new, get involved in the comments, and if you really want to help me out, you can always become a Patreon. Links to that down below in the description. So, welcome to the cheat code with Haaland himself, the young superstar striker of this year's game. Some player he is. Now, where's this video come from? So, I did a series recently, 4 episodes, absolutely loved it, called Project 23 with Borussia Dortmund, and I had Haaland there, and I kept referring to him as the cheat code because after 2 years and about 100 million goals, I felt like I was cheating having him in the team. Now, when you do play as Dortmund, you've got to make a decision because he won't sign a new contract. You've either got to let him go on a free or you sell him. And after 2 years, I sold him to PSG for 120 million, just to cash in before his deal ran out. But I did genuinely feel like I was cheating, and I nearly gave him a nickname of the cheat code. So I want to know what his powers are truly like, and I know there's been similar videos to this out there, but I personally wanted to have a go myself and do something in my own way. So what I've decided to do is I want to put him in the Premier League, but with a team that struggles. So I've put him at Crystal Palace. Now, if you're a Palace fan, don't take offence to this. There's a method behind my madness, and I'll explain all when the video starts, but I'm going to trap him there for about 20 years. If he lasts that long, and when his deal runs out, he's going to go back to one of his former clubs in Norway. So we're going to have a look at his entire career, see if he can change the fortunes of Palace. But genuinely, you're probably wondering, why Palace? Well, this is why. To make it fair, what I did was I ran 3 simulations. The first season in the Premier League 3 times. Then I was going to look at each season and see which team got relegated the most. If there was 2 teams that got relegated the most, I was going to either make a decision or toss a coin. That's what I normally do. So this is the first season I ran. Chelsea win the league. Crystal Palace, Burnley and Brentford go down. Now you can run these things over and over again and you get different results. That's why I've done it 3 times. There's 3 relegation spots, so I did it 3 times. This is the second simulation. This time Manchester City won the league and Watford, Palace and Norwich went down. And then this is my 3rd simulation. City won the league again. Watford, Norwich and Palace went down again. So I think Watford went down twice, Norwich have gone down twice, but Crystal Palace got relegated every single time. I think they finished 18th, 19th and 20th. Don't know why my game, maybe yours is the same, seems to dislike Palace and what they've got. But fair is fair. So I picked Crystal Palace. So here we are with Palace, and you know, they've got Vieira as manager and they've got a good squad. I don't think they're rock favourites to go down. But like I said, I think running it 3 times was the fairest way to do it. And they went down every single time. So they're likely to go down again, in my opinion, if I ran a 4th simulation. The only difference is the 4th time we're going to run it, they will have possibly the best young striker on the game. 20-year-old Norwegian, actually born in Yorkshire in Leeds, Erling Haaland. Now, I have used the pre-game editor, and if you put a future transfer in place, they won't move anywhere. So he's going to be joining Mulder in 20 years' time. So if he lasts this long, the little wonder kid, he should put 20 years into Palace. Now he's class. He really is good. Although to be fair, he was banging in like 40 goals for me at Dortmund. I sold him to PSG. And he was scoring 16 to 20. So maybe it's your tactics, maybe it's you personally. I don't know, but he's still fantastic. He's still going to score tons of goals and get better. Get a lot better. I mean, for Dortmund and Salzburg, he's pretty much scoring a goal a game. So if you can do that for Palace, maybe you can stop him going down. And maybe having him here, could it transform the fortunes of Palace? Could he push them up the leagues? Could better players come in, better managers? We're going to find out. Now at the minute he's only got 15 caps and 12 goals. We'll check on that later as well. So I think that'd be quite interesting to see if his international career takes a dip playing for Palace. Is he going to win any trophies? Could he even win the Ballon d'Or? Because he normally wins a ton of Ballon d'Ors. Whenever I've done any simulations, it's always him and Mbappe sharing the Ballon d'Or like a modern day Messi and Ronaldo. So his contract, I've given him a contract for 130 grand a week, and that should stay at 130 grand a week for his entire career at Palace. The reason I picked 130 grand a week because Wilfried Zaha, he's on 130 grand. So I thought it's only fair that they're on the same money. I mean, there's some big wages in this club. Obviously Zaha's on 130 and Christian Benteke's on 120. Wow. Transfer listed. But they've got a good team. I was really surprised when I run my simulations that they went down every single time. This is no offence to anyone else, but I thought it was going to be like a Norwich or a Brentford. But it's Palace. Now I've gone back to the start of an original save. Very beginning of the game, beginning of the season. And Palace are predicted to finish 16th without Haaland. Again, that's why I'm surprised they went down 3 times. Maybe I could run it 10 more times and they didn't, but they did. So will Haaland make any difference to their first season odds? Well, he does, in fact, and they've moved up to 13th, although he's not in the dream team. I mean, Salah's good, but I'd have Haaland over Harry Kane any day of the week. If we just click on him, though, you'll see, there he is, key man. Now, can I keep him up? Let's jump forward one season. Not only have Palace stayed up, they finished 6th in the European spot. Erling Haaland, top goal scorer with 17, joint with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And he's not even in the best players, but he's only 20, but I still expected more from him. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, if you've got better players around him, he'll be a beast. He was for me. But that is very impressive. For a team that got relegated 3 times on the bounce, to rise that much, that's got to be the Haaland effect. It's got to be the cheat code. So, of course, he's now 21, so he's an elite striker now, no longer a wonder kid. But he scored 17 goals in 31 in the Premier League, 3 and 2 in the FA Cup, 4 and 4 in the Carabao Cup, 13 and 7 in the World Cup. Is that the qualifiers? I'm pretty sure that is. And 5 and 3 in friendlies. 28 goals in 24 games for his country, so he's bossing it for Norway. He's still an absolute beast, and he's still got all the best years ahead of him. So Patrick Vieira is still in charge, and we're going to jump forward now another 9 years, so 10 years from the starting point. But this is again, look, Palace have been in the Premier League now a while. They've been a good bottom to mid-table side, haven't they, for quite some time. Obviously finishing 14th, and now they finished 6th with Haaland. Again, I was so surprised they went down 3 times, but I just thought that's the fairest way. I'd love to know what you think in the comments. So it's now the 1st of June 2031, and he is now 30 years old, so he's really at the peak of his powers, I'd say, and you can tell by his attributes that he's definitely improved. He's now a legendary striker. And Crystal Palace are still in the Premier League, but have they done anything with him at the helm? Well, look at the amount of appearances and goals he scored. So that first year was a bit quiet for him. Next year was a lot better. He got 25, then it went back down to 18, then he's got over the 20s a few times. He's still scoring a good amount of goals. Again, I think if he was in a top side, he'd score more. But that's still a good return for a club like Palace. I mean, Jesus. And I mean, just going back to his profile, you'll see 96 caps, 96 goals. So he's still banging a goal a game in for his country, which is pretty impressive. He is also the club captain. Now, I had him as my captain even though he was young for Dortmund. He was a pretty good one. And they've got Antonio Conte as the manager. Now, he's a top-level manager, isn't he? And I don't ever remember seeing him come to a club like Crystal Palace. Again, that's no offence to Palace. But is that the Erling Haaland effect? So we finished 6th that first year with him, didn't they? Got into Europe. Then they finished 11th, 17th. Ooh, took a bit of a drop there. Right back up to 7th, 8th, 10th, 7th, 11th and 8th, and now they've just finished 11th. So in mid-table, they're not in Europe this year, but they would have played some European football. And if we look at the competitions, they've got to 4 finals. They won the Carabao Cup in 2024, they lost it in 26, they lost it in 28, but they've won a European trophy, albeit the 3rd division, I call it, of Europe. But it's still a European trophy, and I do a lot of simulations, a lot of experiments and stuff, and I don't remember Crystal Palace winning anything ever, really. Not even in Europe, not even in England. So that's got to be Haaland that's helped that. And they've had Antonio Conte, to be fair, for some time, but Patrick Vieira did last nearly 3 years, and he did win that Carabao Cup. Then he was sacked. Now Conte's been there for 7 years. Wow, and he won the European Conference League, or the Europa Conference League. So 7 years. Not often you see a manager stay that long on a game these days. Now, we often see Haaland win lots of Ballon d'Ors. I have. You probably have as well. Apparently 50p feet won one. Yeah, right. Then De Bruyne. Then Salah. So he's getting nowhere in here. Oh, there we go. 3rd. So he came 3rd for Palace. That's good. It's not bad, is it? And Mbappe's got his. Bernardo Silva. 2nd. That's not bad. 2nd twice, 3rd. So he's still getting in the top 3 of the Ballon d'Or. Now, he's not the captain for Norway. Odegaard is. Fair enough. But he is their best player still. Now, they've not won anything with him, but I didn't expect that, to be fair, because I don't normally see him win anything with him. But we had to check. And of course, after 10 years and an insane amount of goals, 308 goals in 435 games, and a great average rating of 7.44, he is part of Crystal Palace's overall best 11. Well, now we're going to jump forward another 10 years to just before his contract's about to run out. And, you know, he's got a couple of good years left at his peak. Then he's going to start to drop off. Will Palace drop off when he drops off? So here we are. It's now 2041. And it's the last day of his 20-year contract. And I was chuffed to bits that he's still here playing, because even though I've put that in place, he's 40. So I didn't know if he could still retire. Do you know what I mean? And he still looks all right. Obviously, his physicals have dropped off. But one thing that'll help him play longer was his natural fitness has always been 19. But obviously, his technicals have dropped. His mentals are still pretty good. 194 caps for his country. 167 goals. Which, weirdly, is exactly the same as Ronaldo did on the game. So Ronaldo finished on 194 appearances, but only got 118 goals. So Haaland's done a lot better there, in my opinion, because he plays for Norway, and Portugal have more, better all-round players. He had 6 clubs, Ronaldo, 698 games, 508 goals. So if you look at his history now, you can see he had a couple more years, didn't he? Good years of scoring a good amount of goals. I mean, all the way up until 2036, and then even 37 he's getting 15, 38 getting 13, but then there's a drop-off. The last few years haven't been great, and then last year he only managed 13 games and scored no goals, which is surprising. I mean, it's finally caught with him. Father time. Now, Crystal Palace currently have Martin as the manager. I'm not going to try and say his second name. He used to play for City, and I couldn't say it then. But how have Palace been doing the last few years? To be fair, okay. I mean, we've got an 11th, 10th, 9th, 15th, pretty disappointing, 12th, 7th, 11th. Then they've been pretty steady, and these are the years where Haaland's dropped off. So they've become pretty good, and he is still the captain. Wow. Up until his dying day. He's been the captain now forever. And they've been to 2 more finals, and they've lost them, both recently as well. So they've just lost the FA Cup final this year, and Haaland, what did he play? 13 games. And they lost the Europa Conference this time in 2040, 11 years after they won it. And of course, Erling Haaland is still in their best ever 11. So he should be, with 775 games and 482 goals. So 6 finals with Palace, although they only won 2 of them, which is disappointing. It'd be nice for him to pick up some more medals. Awards, yeah, it's going to go on forever. Best team of the year, all that good stuff. Wow. I mean, I need a whole video on its own to go through all that. Quick check at landmarks. And yeah, he's broken oldest player records, hasn't he? Broke the Norway record for the oldest player to appear in a match at 40 years old. So that was last year. Is he still playing for Norway? Bloody hell. And I had to check because Conte had been manager for 7 years. Well, he stayed for 9 years and he resigned, right, in 2033 and became England manager for 3 years. They had Eddie Howe for 2 years. And now they've obviously got Martin. I'm not even going to try and say it. So it was his last day. 20 long years, lots and lots of goals, a couple of trophies. I personally think he's helped winning trophies, get to finals, but Palace before this simulation were kind of an up and down bottom level, mid-level team anyway. They've had a few good finishes in the league, obviously played European football, which would be fantastic for Crystal Palace, but how much did he really help? He's definitely helped. Well, I don't want to end it here. I want to know, does he carry on playing? Is he going to go to Norway and just retire? Or has he got anything left in the tank? Because he's signing for them halfway through their season. And here he is at his brand new club. He's been here before, of course. We go down here now quickly. Played 39 games, scoring 14 goals. Just before he started getting really, really good. Obviously, he's very old. He's a veteran, model professional. Because he's coming in halfway. and they're 7th in the league, and they're still in their cup final. They've got a semi-final and lots of games left to play. Will he play in it? Well, he did. He played 11 games in the league, come on 5 times as a sub, and still managed to score 5 goals. The cheat code has still got a little bit left in the tank, but he's got an issue. Something I've not seen this on the game, maybe because I've not played myself personally way into the future with certain players, and I never really have older players. But he had this next to his name, and generally I've not seen it because I tend to get rid of oldies. DNT, does not train. This player has a recurring injury that is aggravated when playing matches. This will result in him being unfit to train for a short while after taking part in a match. That's pretty sweet in a way. I like that little touch. Trouble was though, in the cup final, because they got there and they won it 1-0, so fair play, he didn't play, he wasn't even on the bench, so he didn't get a medal, so I was devastated with that, I'll be honest with you. I've now jumped forward another year to December 2042, so he's had a full season there now, back in Norway. It didn't go great for him though, I'll be honest with you. He wants to be a manager, and he is a manager. He's unemployed. Now, I'm not going to go any further than this. We're not going to see his managerial career if he has one, because I don't think he will. Let's have a good look at him. So as you can see, his last full season as a player, the cheat code has been cracked. He played 3 games, didn't score a single goal, which is massively disappointing. I think he did spend a lot of it injured, but you know, he's getting on a bit. And he definitely broke the oldest player record. I mean, does he actually last this long? Like I said, I've not got this far into a personal save or any save of mine, and even in some simulations where I've got close, I've not checked on Haaland. So does he last this long? Because if he does, he's got some longevity, hasn't he? Because look at all these records he broke for being an old fart. I mean, wow. But he broke the all-time Crystal Palace record for the most league appearances, which ain't bad. I mean, he broke a lot of records. He didn't do too bad, did he? I mean, wow. Broke the Crystal Palace record goals scored in a season with 42 all-round goals. So he's still bagging them goals in all competitions, especially in his pomp. And the fact that all the way to the end of his international career, when he was still playing for Norway at 39-40, he was getting in their best 11, says something, doesn't it? Yeah, some player, man. He is the cheat code, especially them first few years. He can be absolutely fantastic. Feel free to pause this and have a good read, but this is his biography. It'll tell you everything he did, everything he won. I don't think he ever got back into the top 3 of the Ballon d'Ors. He did win a few other awards in Europe, like top goal scorer and so on. And I still think he had a good career, and it depends how you see it. I definitely think he helped Palace, because they got to finals, and I don't ever see Palace get to finals, and they got to quite a lot. They didn't win them all, obviously, but you know, they helped. And he came into Mulder halfway through a season. They'd been knocked out of Europe. They were 7th in the league. I think the manager was up for the chop, and he kind of helped him. And he used to say he didn't help him get to the final, he didn't give everyone a lift, even though he didn't play in the final. His last year was a bit disappointing, but yeah, I still think he had an half-decent career for Crystal Palace, and definitely helped him, really. Let me know what you think in the comments. And to finish off, I just wanted to check he made the Legends list for Crystal Palace. Well, there you go. That is the end of the cheat code with Mr. Erling Haaland. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Your view is the most important thing. I know I ask for everything else. That helps YouTubers out, thumbs and all that, but your view means the world to me. I'm on the road to 15k subs. I'm getting closer every day. A couple of hundred away. Maybe one day we'll get there. It feels like it's taking me forever this year. So you guys who are sub right now, I appreciate you. Love you long time, I do. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I could have put him down in the lower depths. Other people have done that. I really wanted to do it this way, and I really enjoyed it, seeing what he could do, because he is a fantastic player. And if you can get hold of him for anyone on the game, have a go. Just have a go with him. That's what I did with Project 23. I just wanted to try him out. It's like a big shiny Rolls Royce, isn't it? Sometimes it's good being down the bottom, but sometimes you want to have a bit of fun with Football Manager, and that's what this game is all about. Never take anything too serious. Just enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. Stay happy. Stay safe. I'm Booed. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.